Good afternoon and Om Swastiastu for all the delegates and participants of Global Platform for Disaster Reductions 2022 in Bali, Indonesia. Thank you for joining us. My name is Fajar Shidiq from U-INSPIRE Indonesia along with our colleagues Devi, Hanif and Gusti that will represent youth and young professionals in science, engineering, technology and innovations for disaster reductions, or in short, U-INSPIRE Indonesia. What are the actions and contributions of U-INSPIRE Indonesia, its enabling factors, and the growth and way forward for building resilience? Before we start our presentations, I would like to once again highlight why youth and young professionals are needed in building resilience by referring back to SFDRR that once again highlighted that youth are agents of change and should be given the space and modalities to contribute in disaster reduction in accordance with legislation, national practice, and educational curricula. This is also highlighted in co-share summary of GPDRR 2019 that giving a space once again for children's, youth, and young professionals in leading the way in DRR and climate change. And from that global statement, we translated it into our vision by fostering Indonesian youth and young professionals as the generators of innovation in science, engineering, and technology for disaster resilience at national and global level. And from that vision, U-INSPIRE Indonesia commits to, first, connect youth and young professionals in all provinces of Indonesia with the global community. Second, create space for youth and young professionals to empower their roles in DRR. Third, bridge the voice of youth and young professionals. Fourth, connect the gap from academia, government, and community. Fifth, promote multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary collaborations. And the last, bridge information from global, national, to local level.
Bridging the gap is one of our commitments to actualize our vision. In U-INSPIRE Indonesia, we want to bridge the gap between researchers, communities, and government through co-creation by doing knowledge management, science communication, innovation, networking, and science-based advocacy. Our targets by bridging this gap are to bring voice of youth and young professionals in science, engineering, technology, and innovation for DRR, creating and endorsing space for YYP to empower their role in SETI for DRR, bridging the valley of death, deadlock between research and other stakeholders, and linking top-down and bottom-up information from local, national, and global.
We at U-INSPIRE Indonesia have two SMART objectives. One, to be a platform for youth and young professionals in 34 provinces, to be focal points for innovation in SETI for DRR. And two, U-INSPIRE became part of national and global think tanks. Our flagship activities and objective number one are DRR Hackathon, when we collaborated with UNICEF, UNDP, and also BNPB. We invited YYPs from all over Indonesia to be able to solve problems with an innovative solution. Two, Fly for Humanity, when we did a UAV mapping of a disaster area during emergency response. We also have science communication classes. It's a platform to share knowledge with experts because we know that the only way of science to be impactful is by communicating it. We did knowledge management and production when we created a series of fact sheets based on frequently asked questions by people who are affected by disasters. We also have U-INSPIRE Experience and Chokatalk DRR to be a platform of youth and young professionals to discuss current topics and also current events. We also publish our activities as newsletter. We have done 4 newsletters so far. It is a medium for our members to write and also to voice out their concern in disaster risk reduction. Besides our flagship activities, we have done several collaborative activities with other stakeholders such as UNESCO, BMKG, BRIN, UNDP, and BNPB. Those activities are implementation of Tsunami Ready at local level to achieve UN target, Tsunami Ready for 100% coastal areas by 2030, developing DR guidelines for COVID-19 task force protocol, developing Tsunami Ready board game in collaboration and support to predict, Indian Ocean Youth Video Competition, and Tsunami Ready animation series. Moving on to SMART Objective 2, UInspire became part of national and global think tanks. We have done several collaborative initiatives. We are part of disaster history and literacy collaboration with BNPB because understanding risk started from understanding our own history. We are also part of panel social team led by LIPI. We did a national research. We provide evidence-based policy on COVID-19. We are also part of Indonesia Tsunami Research Consortium. It is a consortium among Indonesian and also German government. We have done mapping on inclusive DRR initiative and product in collaboration with Yakum emergency units. We also part of Lapor COVID-19. It is a crowdsourced initiative during the pandemic. And last but not least, our enablers. We have strong advisors and rich intergenerational dialogues. Moving on with Smart Objective 2, and this is actually our highlights. UInspire Indonesia started in 2018, and it triggers and inspire other countries to unite and also do something similar. We created U-INSPIRE Alliance. It is an alliance of youth and young professionals working to support disaster risk reduction. Currently, we have 14 national chapters with close to 1,000 members. Our vision is to have strong coordination and collaboration platform for empowering youth and young professionals in disaster risk reduction, focusing on linking to policy at local, national, and global level. These networks creates experimental spaces for collaboration in partnership with scientists, policymakers, government, private sector entities, social entrepreneurs, and civil society organizations.
And talking further about the member of U-INSPIRE Indonesia. As of now, U-INSPIRE Indonesia has 393 members across 24 provinces in Indonesia and abroad. And why? Those members are actively engaged in U-INSPIRE Indonesia because U-INSPIRE Indonesia has become the bridge of past youth initiative in disaster risk reduction, such as Compress LIPI, Asian Youth Volunteer Program, and many more. In other words, U-INSPIRE Indonesia has become the networks of networks. U-INSPIRE Indonesia has also become a collaboration platform between and among members, not just only youth, but also young professionals with concrete portfolio and products, where we balance national and international engagements and exposures. Lastly, in U-INSPIRE Indonesia, we enable the co-leadership spirits that reinforcing the U-INSPIRE Indonesia itself.
Over 4 years, we have identified 5 enabling factors of U-INSPIRE's growth in Indonesia and beyond. First, awareness and necessity to bridge intergenerational gaps and silos among DRR actors. Second, network of youth and young professionals with collaborative leadership who are making dent. Third, organic processes producing a right mix of maturity, professional expertise, while maintaining youth activism as well as meeting strategic support. Fourth, entrepreneurial mindset with science, engineering, technology, and innovation capabilities is key for decent job creation and DRR as a career pathways, advocacy, resource mobilization, and direct contribution to DRR. The last one, awareness and presence of favorable disaster risk reduction ecosystems, post-SFDRR related processes, and key actor supports.
As youth and young professionals, we are proud that Indonesia, our country, is hosting the 7th Global Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction 2022. Our involvements are organizing international workshop series on YYP in SETI for DRR. It helped us draft a communique from YYP's perspective for this event. We are also part of Substantial Sector Committee for Indonesian delegates. We will also be in stakeholder forum in preparatory days. And 2 of our innovation platforms are accepted by UNDRR, and including this Ignite stage. Last but not least, our founder, Dr. Rahma Hanifa, became a panelist at Thematic Session 12. Let's celebrate her meaningful award. She just recognized as the Rising Star in Women's International Network for Disaster Risk Reduction Leadership Award 2021. In DRR, we know that there is an intergenerational problem, and I would like to reflect on what Dr. Rahma said. Knowledge of disaster must be shared with future generations. So, any science, engineering, technology, and innovation should be shared with the future generation. And YYPs is one who can become the bridge and agent of change on disaster risk reduction.
And lastly, we hope that our Ignite session is provoking enough others YYPs to channel their energies and creativity for impact through science,
engineering,
technology,
and innovation.
UInspire Indonesia for sustainable resilience.